Hey, YouTube. It's only me. Yeah, I know I've been disappeared, like no one's watching anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I've not recorded a video all week because, quite frankly, I've been busy because things have been happening here in my life. Like things are moving forward, and so I've kind of like been really having things that I've been doing. Like the first story that we need to talk about is the curious case of Dani. Dani is a boy from the village. I don't really know him. I know him by sight and say hello, but I don't really know him. He's a bit of a dangerous character. He's a drug addict, like a cocaine addict, and he always struck me as a bit of a dangerous character. And so I always maintained a certain distance from him, you know. But this Monday, I'd run out of smoke, and I thought, shit, I'm gonna have to dry out. I've got no money. So I'm gonna have to, like, they're forcing me to do it kind of thing, so I'll do it now. But as it goes, I left the house on Monday, and just as I got outside, Dani was coming down the street. He says, hey, have you got a cigarette? Have you got any tobacco? And I'm like, no, I've got everything in the house, because he had a big bag of weed. So he's like, oh, you want to smoke? I was like, yeah, great. So he came in and we sat down and we had a smoke, and it was super cool. And it turned out that Dani's been living in his car, a car, for a month. He's been sleeping in a car, and he's like, I think he was pretty worn out, like his soul was very tired. And so I just said, like, you want something to eat? So I made him some pasta, and you know, he had a shower and things, and then he started coming like every day, like he'd turn up, and I always like allowed him to come in because he just needed. I understand that when you're homeless like that, you've got nowhere to be, and that can be very, very challenging. So I allowed him to come and sit here with me during the afternoons and during the evenings sometimes, and we played chess. And I think that he's like literally like incapable of taking care of himself. Like it's really weird that in some strange kind of way, I am the teacher of how to put stability in your life if you're a chaotic person, because he's so severe. It's so severe that he would literally do nothing for himself. I mean, I won't do anything for myself either. But now I see it, and I see how dangerous it is, and he was falling. And so as it goes, by accident, I caught him. Well, anyway, like it's like Friday now, and Dani's gone. He borrowed my tent and my sleeping bag. He's gone to live in the woods, but he looked upbeat when he left. He didn't look like he was like struggling, and like my mouth gave him some like philosophical advice in terms of like getting stability in your life and like taking control of your mind, like you know, like your mental thoughts. And he got all that, and so I think he's going to go work on it. And it could be the making of him. But bloody hell, you know, like this happened to me when when I was out in the wilderness, is that it's not your friends or your family that save you. It's strangers. It's just strangers that save you. And that's what happened here. Dani came down the street needing someone to just catch him because he was absolutely broken. And it turns out it was me. People did it to me when I fell down. Like I had like maybe like 4 different people, and like God can't affect things on the earth, but he can act through people. If those people are spiritually awakened, they've got the spirit in them, they've got that channel of spirit within them, then God can act through them. And in my story, I saw it happen. I saw God in those people that made those decisions that saved my life when I fell. And you know, like this is what exactly, like for me, you know, I'm a Christian, right? But I don't go to church, and I'm not one of these types. But true Christianity is just being the hand of God, means that you're out of control, and God will use you where he needs you to be. And so he used me to put me in front of Dani and catch him. And this is not the end of the story with Dani. He'll come again, and it's super cool. He's welcome here. He can feel at peace here in the monk, and he likes it. He likes the simplicity of the monk life because he's so chaotic. It's just like every other divine feminine. He wants someone to save him. So it's like it was I mean, it's been a bit of a challenge because obviously I have myself when people are around, and so like Dani's mere presence messed up my balance, you know, like I have literally been more in the black. Yesterday all I did was eat cereal. Like I really fell out of my balance because his presence, because I have myself when people are around. Plus also, like, I'm transmuting his emotions, like, secretly. So yeah, so that's like it's not like, oh, well done, Danny, like, well done me, like, you did a really good job. No, it's just that if you make those choices in your life, don't be surprised if it turns up, and if it turns up, you can do it. Now, the wonderful thing about being me is that I have nothing. I've got nothing. So most people will be afraid to invite a drug addict into their house, understandably so. But literally, I am also a junkie, and I've got nothing. And so if anything, he can only really use it for what it is. Like, there's nothing he can take from me. He knows I've got no money, you know. And so it's like, it means I don't have to live in fear. Like, it's fear of, oh, he's going to steal this and he's going to steal that. Like, no, I don't think so. So it's all good, and it's nice to see God's work. Like, it's nice to do God's work. Like it's all I ever really want to do. Like, in my existential depression, there's really no point in anything apart from just doing, like, being God's hand on the earth. And when it comes into your life, it's like, I didn't even think about it. It was just immediate. It's like, yes, Danny, you're okay here with me. And it's good, you know. That's like all I ever want to be. The other great news, the other fantastic news, is that I joined Tinder, and I'm having so much fun. Like, I'm having so much fun because I wrote the truth about what I am in my profile, and it's utterly brilliant. It's like absolutely wild and brilliant. So I attract quite a lot of attention from coming from 42-year-old, like, in my demographic. Like, you know, I attract a lot of attention. But I'm not, like, looking for sex or anything. I'm really not interested. But what I figured out is that, like, I can heal these women. I can heal them because I can transmute people's emotions. I can, like, my intuition knows what people are holding back. And so, for example, yesterday I was chatting with this Italian woman, and she was looking for love. But when we really talked in a nice, friendly, open kind of way, she's still holding on to a relationship that ended 1.5 years ago, holding on to it, whether it's in bitterness or whatever, she's still holding on to it. And it was we both came to the conclusion that in order for her to move on, she's really got to let this go. Now, whether she does or not is up to her, but, like, I think that if, like, that's, like, one of my gifts, is that I can help people move stuck emotions. And there's a lot of that in love. Like, a lot of that, people can't let go of love stories. And so, like, but people won't go to see a psychologist because it's like admitting there's something wrong with them. So by doing this on Tinder, I'm, like, catching people when they're not expecting it, because the topic of the day is love and relationships. They're not there to get healed, but they kind of accidentally get healed and move on, and it's fucking great. I'm, like, having so much fun. Because I like people too. I'm interested in people, and people like it when you're interested in them. So I'm interested in people, and I talk to them, and I find out about them, and it's really, really nice, and I'm making really, really good friends, like random friends around the world on the internet. And healing people too. So, like, long may it last, right? Like, I'm just going to keep up with this. It's like a fun hobby for me. It's like practicing. I'm, like, practicing how to. I mean, I could always do it anyway, but, like, now I can do it online like this. Like, super cool. The other exciting news is that I made a new friend in the village. I mean, to be honest, we met on Tinder and she just wanted sex. And I'm like, look, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. So, but we made friends, and it's really good. Like, it's nice to have that. And so, like, although it might be a bit wild, it's fun to reach out that way. I'm gonna post my Tinder profile on YouTube so you can see exactly how I'm playing this and how wild it fucking is. But it's good, you know, like, it's like it's a good thing. And so I'm really really feeling good at the moment. I'm doing the work I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, like, caught Dani when he fell and helped him get on his way, and whether he goes and stands up or not, it's totally up to him. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. Sometimes people just need catching, and it was here and it happened, and I don't really want to do anything else apart from that. And then with the healing as well, super good. So, like, I'm in a pretty good space, to be honest. Like I said, my balance got a little bit affected by having Dani here, but, like, now he's gone, I'm getting back to it. One of the things that's really helped me is I love spreadsheets. I'm, like, a total spreadsheet freak. Like, it's a very easy way for me to organise my mind in a spreadsheet, columns and rows. And so I made a very simple spreadsheet about the things that I need or want to do in the day, and I tick them off as I go, you know. And then I can see when I'm not doing things. So like house cleaning, if I've not cleaned the house for 4 days, it's like, you know, like do that. In a way, it's really helping me organise my day-to-day life a little bit better, rather than just being chaotic. And I'm really enjoying putting those ticks in, you know, like had a shower, tick, ate lunch, tick, disco nunchaku, tick. So yeah, fantastic. Now, like I went onto Tinder because I thought I'm just gonna present myself in my absolute truth as the full thing that I am. Because what I don't want to attract is just women who are just looking for sex, because that's pointless. I don't want to dance with ducks anymore. Like, it's either the real thing or nothing. And so in a way, I'm kind of fishing for DM, I suppose. I'm fishing for divine masculine. But like, can someone please explain to me, like, why? I mean, yeah, I get it, right? Like, there's a balance in the world, the light and the dark, it's all the duality of the world. But I really fail to see what's really of any value in divine masculine, because it all seems very, very selfish to me. And like, there's no broader perspective about we are one and what we all are. It's all about you. And like, is that my divine counterpart? Because if it is, I really don't want anything to do with it, because it's fucking ugly. Like, I attracted the attention of a witch on Tinder, obviously, because I wrote myself up as a witch. Not a witch, I'm a Hulk clown, but like, it's copywriting, you know. I'm here to try to there's a certain level of shock value. It's artistic license, right? Anyway, she got all offended and all upset and came to teach me a lesson. This is not the first time witches have tried to teach me a lesson. They're toothless. They're toothless tigers. Really, these witches, they've got nothing. All they do is confuse you with the truth and then try to own you in power by belittling you. And that's exactly what she did, because I'm sat in my lamb energy. I'm all like super optimistic and not expecting anybody to attack me. And she came at me and like needed to prove that she was more of a witch than me, I think. So she did, and I felt that. Like, why do I feel the need to defend myself? Like, the mirror in me is like, why do I feel the need to defend myself? Why do I feel the need to prove what I am? Anyway, in the end, saw it for what it is, just fucking envy. It's not envy, but it's a need to own someone. So she felt the need to stand in power over me as a better witch, because she knows more about these certain things. I'm a holy fool. I know nothing. I only know things when I need to know it. And so, like, is that what it is? Is that divine masculine? Is that what it is? Is that what we get? Like, someone who's just going to try to instantly dominate me and put me in a box of idiocy. Well, she saw the mirror anyway, and maybe it fucking turned her inside out. But that's her business, not mine. I just threw her in the sea, like, fuck off. Like, but is that it? Is that what divine masculine is? Like, ugh, it's fucking ugly. I'm absolutely not interested. It's shit. They're shit bags. Like, I'd rather be alone than live with those shit bags, because it's just any pretense that it's anything to do with us and not all about them is only ever in our mind. Like, fuck those cunts. Sorry. But really though, like, fucking hell, like, as if you need that shit. Anyway. So yeah, like, the idea of having a partner or finding a partner on there, like, nah, I don't think so. But I have found that I can heal people on it, and so that's a lot of fun, you know. I'm gonna stick with it for that. It's a fantastic hobby to have, really. I think that's about it for today. Is there anything else to report, Dr. B? I don't think so. I think that's about it. So if anybody watched the video, I'd like to say, hey, like, thank you very much for listening, guys. And if you want any further information about any of these wild stories, then write it in the comments. Bye bye.